Hey guys, and welcome to the very first episode of the Fifth Scene Health and Wellness Club. Now for this first episode, I'm in Cape Town and I am visiting one of my favorite humans in South Africa, really. Her name is Nicole Sherwin and she's the founder of Eco Diva Natural. She takes on such a holistic standpoint when it comes to skincare, the importance of our gut health, the importance of natural products, when it comes to healing our skin, as well as the importance of how that all intercorrelates with the brain. So I don't want to say too much. I want you guys to get a feel of who she is, see what the brand is all about, and learn a little bit more when it comes to gut health, skincare, and everything in between. We're at the Emporium, so come along. So we're going to start with the first question, Nicole, and I think I would like people to know who you are, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about your background, how you came about to being here and starting Eco Diva. And what is Eco Diva? What does it mean?
Wow, that's quite a lot of questions in one. Let me answer the first one saying I'm still discovering who I am as life journeys on.
Yeah.
But my background is very much in the holistic space. My father was a very well-known homeopath and acupuncturist and naturopath and iridologist, reflexologist, you name it. He did a lot of natural modalities.
Yeah.
Amazing doctor, amazing person, a very, very kind person. Like, everyone that thinks about him or talks about him says, what an amazing, kind, lovely man. And I hope a little bit of that has rubbed off. So I was brought up very, very naturally and holistically, and we were always recycling, and we were brought up vegetarian, so I've never eaten meat.
At all?
No, never eaten meat.
You're not missing out on anything. Well, I don't eat meat as well.
There you go. So it's not difficult for me, but I do understand it is difficult for some people. And I feel very healthy not being on it, because I do take care of a very sort of plant-based diet. So I get a lot of my nutrients from plants. It's amazing to discover how many nutrients are in plants.
Yeah.
And then I know you had another 3 or 4 questions in one, but I can't really remember them.
So how did Eco Diva then come about? So when did
So Eco Diva came about because I was living in LA and Los Angeles for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I discovered I got very, very sick, where I actually couldn't get out of bed. And I discovered that I had very, very high level of toxic metal poisoning. So I had mercury and lead poisoning.
Wow.
And I actually nearly died from it. How it came out is that I had in my skin I had pigmentation, which I never had before.
Yeah.
I had eczema and I had acne, and I was 36 at the time, so it was a really kind of weird time to get that sort of thing. I also had no energy and I couldn't think straight, and my muscles were so painful. I used to cry myself to sleep. I was in so much agony, and it took ages to discover what it was, because the conventional doctors don't check for things like that.
Yeah.
So when we did discover, I actually flew back to Cape Town so that my dad could treat me, and went on this whole journey of discovery, learning how I could have got it, and found out that in many makeup brands, personal care products, skincare products, very, very high levels of toxic metals and poisonings are in those products. And you know, if you're smearing things onto the largest organ of your body, which is the skin, every single day, it's going to have either amazing effects or very adverse effects. So that was really my journey to Eco Diva. Is I threw away all my products that I was using after, you know, researching the ingredients and finding out the horror stories of some of those ingredients, and I started making my own products in my kitchen and started healing. And it was an incredible healing process, an incredible discovery process of how powerful nature and plants can be.
Yeah.
So that's really how Eco Diva started, I was then invited onto Espresso, where I had a little segment where I was a cosmetic chef showing people how to make the products. And I took those recipes to 2 different biochemists from eco-certified laboratories.
Yeah.
And after a 4-year process of creating the product, never testing on animals, Eco Diva was born.
So I remember you saying that the ingredients with the lead and the mercury. So what ingredients did you then find out were very harmful to our skin's, health and functioning, and what ingredients would then be the ones that we would look for in aiding our, the skin's natural process of repairing and healing itself?
So the toxic ingredients literally were mercury and lead, literally, and put into a lot of makeup brands. So there's a lot of lead in lipsticks, and no one realizes this.
Yeah.
And you're licking your lips all day, so not only is it seeping through your skin, you're also eating it. Then there's parabens, and parabens are there to preserve products for longer, and it's a very unnatural, chemically created preservative, which is harmful to the body and the skin and the gut health and everything. Then you're looking at sodium lauryl sulfates, which make products foam or make products more luxurious.
Yeah.
What that sodium lauryl sulfate was originally used for, which is quite scary, is to remove grease off a car mechanic's floor.
So that
same thing is put into cosmetics and approved by all the FDA and the big pharma, and they're only discovering it many years later that it's very, very harmful. And a lot of people are making changes, and some people aren't making changes. So my whole thing is like, really, don't believe me, don't listen to me. Like, start your own education. Google ingredients on every label of everything you're either eating or putting onto your body. Google those ingredients, and if you can't pronounce them, they're usually a little bit dodgy, I'd say. But Google's your friend, and I think we all just need to really educate ourselves as to what's good for us. I can only talk about what's been good and bad for me, and be an example of that, because I really do have some great solutions, but I went through quite a lot of hell to get there. So I'm hoping that other people can avoid the hell and just inspire themselves to get healthy consciously.
And no more. So which then would be the ingredients? I know you would say then the plants and all the natural, ingredients that we get from the earth would be the best ingredients for us to use on our skin, so we allow our skin to repair itself and heal itself.
Oh, so the good ingredients. Well, there's many. It's like it's how you discover putting them together in the formulations. But things like cacao butter, very, very rich in minerals, nutrients, antioxidants. Coconut oil, not the one that you cook with, because a lot of people think, oh yes, I'm using my cooking oil on my face and it's nice and cheap and everything. It's not great for the skin. It doesn't absorb well. So it needs to be a cosmetic grade coconut oil, so that's really pure and really natural. Again, packed full of antioxidants, anti-aging properties, things like essential oils that are very high in antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. Those are the sort of things you want to look for. I mean, I've created many different recipes. Most of them are on our website, so you can check it out in the blog. But everything from face products to body products to hair care to even pet products and cleaning your home products. So it's lots of different ingredients can make up a healthy skincare routine.
I know you, the brand itself, you do a lot of work in teaching people about pH balancing, and I know you have a range, Perfectly Me, pH Me. So I wanted to maybe just probe into that and ask you, what does it actually look like, and how does that maybe manifest? Were we able to pick it up perhaps that, our pH levels aren't so balanced? how do we pick that up from our skin, and maybe how do we correct it?
100%. So for me and my experience, my pH balance reflects instantly in my skin. So it's when it's clear and it's healthy and it's glowing, it's pH balance.
Yeah.
When it's got pimples or acne or pigmentation or rosacea or a combination skin or an oily skin or a dry skin, it's out of its pH balance. So I don't believe in skin types. A lot of cosmetic companies talk about, you need this range for an oily skin and this range for a dry skin and this range for a combination skin. But for me, you only really need one range that feeds the skin with the nutrients it needs in order to repair and heal itself every day, because it's a very, very intelligent organ, our skin. It's incredible, actually. It floors me every day. I can get rid of scars, I can get rid of marks, I can get rid of all sorts of things just from natural plant-based derivatives. It's a super exciting thing, because I know I'm not doing any harm to myself, to the animals, or to the environment. So that in itself is pH balancing. But we also focus on a pH balance of the gut and of the mind. So I like this sort of triangle of, pH balance of the skin, which is the products you're using, which is very important. Then you want to look at the products you're eating. So your gut is like your engine room to your health. So think of it like your car. You're going to put diesel into a petrol engine, it's not going to work. It's going to be out of its balance. It needs diesel in a diesel car in order for it to optimally function. It's the same with our gut. Our gut needs certain nutrients and vitamins and antioxidants in order to be healthy every day. And unfortunately, with this sort of fast food nation and this massive meat and dairy industry and the slaughterhouses and the torture that's happening to the animals, it's all a ramification of an unhealthy gut, because where it's come, people are not even looking at where their meat or their food is coming from. So that's also a really important area. And then another very important area is your mind. So it's the thoughts you think about yourself, about others, how stressed you are, if you're managing your stress levels. That also has a pH balance. So I try and work with that triangle every single day. I look at, how am I, if I'm stressed, and if I am, what are the tools I'm using to get calm again, so I just feel healthy, because I don't feel healthy when I'm in a stressed state.
Environment.
So it's that sort of triangle for me is like the most important thing.
And then like how would we then correct it? Because I know, and I mentioned this to you when we first met, how I went on a gut healing journey. I had no idea that I was reacting to certain foods and my skin was reacting in a certain way, only to find out that my gut was unhealthy. So until I went through that journey, I found out that my pH levels weren't balanced. I was a lot more acidic, and most also that comes from the certain foods that I was eating, a lot of tomatoes, and how my water, because I drink a lot of water, how that was then being processed. So I then figured out how important gut and healing my gut was, and how correcting that manifested in certain ways for my skin. So how, because I know it's very individualistic, how would you recommend correcting the pH balance, if that makes sense?
It totally makes sense. A high plant-based diet instantly corrects pH balance. So more nutrient dense, more green leafy veggies, that type of thing. So less meat, less dairy, less sugar, less gluten, and more plants and more fruits and more things that naturally come out of the earth, because that's what matches our molecular structure, it's what matches our gut health. It's really what matches humans more than chemically derived foods and foods that have extra sugar and additives and preservatives and all sorts of things to keep them living on a shelf for a long time. Try and avoid fast foods as well. You just
stay away from it.
Well, again, it's all about the balance. So if you love it, don't deprive yourself, because that
Yeah.
also can put you into an acid state. So you need to sort of treat yourself once a week or whatever it is. You need to just feel happy in your own skin every day. You don't want to feel like you're depriving yourself. You don't want to feel like you are missing out on things. What you want to feel is just amazingly healthy, vibrant, happy, joy-filled, grateful, and glowing every day. That's my kind of goal. So I wake up in the morning and I meditate and I get myself into that state, and I do yoga so that my body can stretch and be in alignment and have oxygen flowing through it. And I jump on a trampoline, on a miniature trampoline, to get, you know, all the oxygen going and the energy flowing. So it's those type of tools, and each person's individual. Some people love cycling, some people love going to the gym, whatever it is. As long as you're doing something that puts you in that state of joy and health every day, those are the tools to look out for. And it's about being mindful of what works for you. Because what works for you might not work for me.
That's right.
I can only inspire and give tips, and then people can take and grab what works for them, kind of story.
And from a range and your product perspective with the Perfectly Me, what is that? Is that you saying that once you've taken control of, you know, the gut and all these things, then the products are here to aid and help you in balancing that on your skin with your range?
Pretty much. So it really is all about, as I say, that triangle. It's not do one, then do the other, then do the other. Try and do all three at the same time. So I think the art is becoming conscious. Once you're conscious, you're very aware of what you're choosing to eat, instead of just grabbing for something that's like an automatic, let's go to a fast food place, or I'm in a rush, let's just grab a packet of chips or whatever it is. It's not healthy for you. So it's not going to offer you the nutrients you need. You're not going to feel great afterwards. You know, if you go for a fizzy drink that's loaded with sugar, you may feel a high and a rush for 5 minutes, and afterwards you'll find a crash, because that's what sugar does in the body. Refined sugar is very, very toxic for the body and puts the body into an acid state.
Really?
Yeah. I know. So you've got to look for sugar alternatives, like stevia or maple syrup or agave nectar, which is from a cactus. But again, everything in moderation. So overindulging in any area, even with health food, it can be toxic. It's for me, the Perfectly Me is all about finding your perfect balance. What balances you perfectly, and no other person can tell you that. You have to find it yourself. So it's about becoming confident in yourself, becoming aware that you have superpowers, that you do know what's right for you, and that you don't have to go to somebody that's trained as a doctor or whatever. That certainly helps many, many areas, but ultimately you have to take charge of your own health and work with holistic practitioners or doctors or the medical industry together, as opposed to giving up your power to that, where you're never really treating the root cause. You're just going for the symptoms.
And I think maybe you've touched up on this, but then I wanted to know, because I've told you this, one of my favorite brands, because you very much take on a holistic standpoint when it comes to skincare, gut health, and wellness as a whole. What maybe was the driving force for you to say, let me do this, let me take this more holistic standpoint? Was it something that was intentional or it was just a manifestation of who you are and what you firmly believed in when it came to skincare, when it came to, you know, wellness as a whole?
I think that's a great question, and no one's asked that before, so well done. I think it's a combination of my upbringing. I'm very fortunate enough to know a lot about holistic modalities, a lot, because it's kind of, it's not something I went to school and studied. It's what I was brought up with. It's like in my DNA. So it's a default. So I will always go to that more natural, holistic side. But through my illness and my issues I had, my driving force is to never feel like that or look like that ever again. And my driving force is to be passionate about my health and to be passionate about helping others. And that is what I'm passionate about. So literally, Eco Diva is my life purpose, is how I feel.
Does Eco Diva mean environmental? Because I've always wondered, what does Eco Diva actually mean? Or you were just
it was
like
weirdly
diva.
I got a nickname. It was a nickname.
Yeah.
So I was talking a lot about health and skincare and all sorts of things when I was in LA doing a lot of sort of TV interviews. And someone said to me, "Oh, you're like quite this eco diva. Like you're this person who knows a lot about environmental issues."
Yeah.
And then it sort of stuck. And diva has been given a bad rap. You know, usually like when stars behave badly.
Yeah.
But the real meaning of diva is goddess, is power, is be in your power, is be the diva that you were born to be, because we are all, no matter what age, race, gender, sexual preference, we are all born to be, and we have the ability to be the diva of our lives in a very non-ego, healthy way, if that makes sense. So that's really what Eco Diva is.
And just, the purpose of, my brand now, Fifth Health and Wellness, I always like to ask people or want to know, what does it mean to be well for you?
Wow. It means the best life I can live. It means happiness, it means joy, it means vibrancy, it means love. So I sort of really try and focus on every area of my life and make it well. So whether it's my relationships or my food I'm eating or my sleep I'm needing to get or my meditation or my activity or my friends or my partying, whatever it is, that way of feeling joy-filled, of feeling calm and present and conscious is what it means for me to be well.
To be well.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And I read something from one of the things that you wrote. And I liked how you put this. You described how you then went on a conscious discovery journey. How is that going? So how has that evolved since the time that you termed it and you began that journey, and how do you continue to prioritize it?
I think that our slogan FLY, which stands for Fly First, Love Yourself, is what is the essence of everything that I believe in. And it's not an egotistical way where like I'm so fabulous and I'm so gorgeous. It's not that type of I love myself. It's like, what do I need in order to be healthy and balanced and happy, and in order to be able to serve others? That's, for me, is the essence of the journey. And it's a conscious decision you have to make every morning when you wake up. It doesn't just happen. It's not like a natural thing. So I set my alarm 2 hours before anyone else gets up. The house is quiet, I go and meditate, and I get myself consciously into a state. I call it Channel 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you're interested in hearing my little theory about Channel 1.
I want to. I'm interested.
So Channel 1 came about when a little person, a teenager, was having quite a rough time. She was being bullied at school and she was inconsolable. She came to me and she told me about it, and I said, you know what? Our mind only really operates on 2 different frequencies, and it's almost like a TV. So it's Channel 1 or Channel 2. Channel 2 is fear and illness and unhappiness and feelings of low self-esteem, thoughts and unhappiness, victim status, all that sort of yucky stuff we don't like feeling. And Channel 1's all the stuff, like happiness and laughter and fun and living your best life and feeling confident and feeling in your power. And I call that Channel 1. And we switch as humans between those 2 frequencies all the time. And we have to be so mindful when we slip onto Channel 2, because Channel 2 doesn't have the flow of love. Channel 2 holds us back.
Yeah.
So I said to her, try and stick to channel 1. And she says to me, well, how am I going to know if I'm on channel 1 or channel 2? Because it's quite unconscious sometimes.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's try this anchor word. What anchor word would you like me to tell you when you're on channel 2 that's going to make you laugh? And she chose poo-poo.
Really?
She did. But it works every time. Every time she's not feeling happy or she's in a mood or everything, I'll just go, poo-poo. And immediately she like flips back onto channel 1.
Yeah.
And I love channel 1. It's like everything to me because in channel 1 I can manifest health, creativity, magic basically. And you can't do that on channel 2.
So it's something that you have to consistently decide on every single day. You wake up and you make the decision that I'm going to be manifesting or I'm going to be vibrating from this channel.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm deciding. And so the whole day will be really just a manifestation of that.
Yeah, and being conscious, because during the day someone can irritate you and you can slip into a channel 2 like anger or irritation or whatever, and it's being mindful that, ooh, all right, breathe through it, I'm slipping, let me bring myself back. It's not an easy process, but it is definitely doable, and I'm on a mission to do it.
To do it. And then I think just to kind of wrap it up, and I'm sure, well, I've seen the journey. I'm not too sure when you actually started, but I first came across your product in 2019 when you were still, I think, stocking up at Context.
Yes.
I still remember.
Wow.
So, what's the future of Eco Diva? Where do you see yourself expanding? I don't know if we're allowed to know. And I think I want to also know, because it's one of my things, positioning yourself. I think it's, as we said, it's making a decision and consciously placing yourself in a certain space or sphere for you to continue being more. So where do you see yourself positioning or being in the position in the health and wellness in the future?
Sure, there's a loaded question. I would say we are expanding. We are expanding throughout South Africa. We are also looking at expanding internationally. And I think the USP or the unique difference between Eco Diva and other natural skincare brands is our holistic approach.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a lot of talks and workshops about keeping one's life in balance, from your relationships to your mental state, your emotional state, your gut health, your skin health. So we're going to be doing quite a lot of that, so you'll look out for those. I think just a global domination of health of sorts.
And still positioning yourself as a holistic skincare brand going forward.
Oh yeah, definitely as a holistic skincare brand.
Well, thank you for your time. It's always a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure. You're a delight.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know.
But yeah, thank you for doing this and spending time with me. And I think it's great for people to get a view of what you're doing and who's behind this brand that makes me glow all the time. Yay. With all the shivers and the face cream.
A crazy lady.
Yeah. A crazy lady who doesn't know who she is.
Do any of us ever know who we are?
I don't think we do. I think we add on to it.
All the time. Yeah. We create every day.
Yeah.
It's who do you want to be, or who do you want me to be, or
how do you want to feel?
That's more important.
And maybe we should ask that question.
Maybe.
How do I want to feel today?
How do I want to feel? I want to feel well. I want to feel happy. I want to feel kindness. Yeah. I want to feel joy. I want to feel vibrant health. I want to feel goofy. I want to feel mad and funny and creative. And I suppose that's who I try to create every day is a bit of, I don't know, a spark for myself.
A spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I forgot to tell you, I do that very cold water swimming, which has changed my life in every way.
I told you about the cold showers.
That you do.
I haven't stopped.
I know.
So I haven't
same.
jumped in the Cape Town ocean.
Next time, you're coming with me.
Yeah. I think that will take it to the next level. I'm good with the cold shower. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So we got 6 products in our face range.
Yeah.
You must always cleanse, you must always exfoliate, and you must always hydrate. Those are the 3 most important things to do for skin. The reason being is you always want to get rid of dirt, you always want to get rid of makeup because it can clog pores. The exfoliator helps to regenerate the skin cells, so it gets rid of dead skin cells and helps to boost collagen production and boost circulation, which the skin really needs. So a really good, gentle exfoliator is vitally important in a skin routine. What I love about this is the real sort of slow skincare routine where you're not just shoving stuff on and going to bed, or shoving stuff on and getting on with your day. You're like, right, let me get into this beautiful state. I'm going to cleanse, I'm going to do, and it just makes you feel on channel 1. Lovely. Now we can come to your favorite product. Why don't you tell me all about your favorite product, the face cream?
I love this one, and you don't actually need to put a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because then it's really hydrating and the consistency is so good.
Let's put it on here so we can show what it does instantly. The secret with the face cream is literally a little goes a long way. So you need like a pea-size amount, and then you'll apply it to the whole of your face, including under your eyes. It works as an eye cream as well, and your lips. And then anything that's left over, you can also put into your cuticles. But what you don't want to do is put too much on, because what it'll do is it'll form a sort of layer of grease, and then your skin will only absorb what it needs. So rather feed your skin gradually with a little bit, and if you look at that glow already, I mean, it's insane. So this serum has 7 magical oils in it, literally, that feed, nourish, nurture, hydrate, and offers all sorts of incredible properties. Have a smell.